The Illithid, also known as mind flayers, are truly fascinating and nightmarish creatures in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. These aberrations are not just formidable adversaries, they're the stuff of players' nightmares. Illithids have a distinct appearance with tentacled mouths that they use to extract and consume the brains of victims. This society is built around a strict hierarchy, with Elder Brain at the top, a massive, intelligent brain that houses the collective consciousnesses of the Illithid community. This Elder Brain is a focal point for their psionic abilities, and is crucial to the survival and cohesion of the Illithid society. The life cycle of an Illithid is as bizarre as it is gruesome. It starts with the tadpole stage. Illithids reproduce by inserting tadpoles into the brains of captured humanoid victims. The Illithid tadpole initiates a gruesome metamorphosis within its host. The tadpole feeds on cerebral matter, causing excruciating pain, absorbing memories, and triggering a rapid physical transformation. The host body morphs into the iconic Illithid form, complete with tentacle-lined mouths and an enhanced brain. This transformation unlocks potent psionic abilities crucial for Illithid society, including telepathy and mind control. The newly created Illithid undergoes indoctrination, guided by the Elder Brain. The result is a nightmarish creature that is both physically and psychically formidable. Although no real-life animals have a reproduction cycle comparable to the Illithid's tadpole transformation, it is nevertheless fantastical and imaginative concept to explore. In reality, reproduction amongst animals varies wildly, but it typically involves more conventional processes, such as mating, egg-laying, or live birth. Parasitism does exist in nature, where certain organisms rely on others for reproduction or survival, but the mechanisms are vastly different from the fictional Illithid tadpole. Of course, this does not mean that we cannot explore the manner in which such a reproduction cycle might be possible. Let us consider now how other parasites behave and reproduce. There are several parasites that can affect the brain or nervous system of their hosts. One notable example is the parasitic flatworm, known as Toxoplasmodia gondii. While it doesn't directly feed on brain matter, it can form cysts in various tissues, including the brain, causing an infection called toxoplasmosis. In certain cases, this infection has been associated with changes in behavior and cognitive function in infected hosts, including rodents and potentially humans. Another example is the Naegleria fowleri, a free-living amoeba that can infect the human brain, causing a rare but often fatal condition known as primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. This amoeba is typically found in warm, freshwater environments and enters the body through the nose, traveling to the brain. It's important to note that such infections are relatively rare, and most parasites do not directly consume brain matter. The effects on the host's neurological functions are often a result of the host's immune response or the parasite's impact on surrounding tissues. Parasites that manipulate host behavior are fascinating examples of intricate relationships between parasites and their hosts. These parasites have evolved mechanisms to alter the behavior of their hosts in ways that enhance the parasite's chances of survival and reproduction. Hairworms, targeting insects, spiders, and crustaceans, release chemicals that manipulate the host's central nervous system, compelling it to seek water for mature hairworm reproduction. Circulina carcinii, a parasitic barnacle in crabs, mimics a crab egg, causing the parasitized crab to care for it as its own offspring, even defending it against predators while redirecting the crab's energy towards the parasite. The lancet river fluke employs a complex life cycle involving terrestrial snails, ants, and vertebrates, altering the ant behavior to increase the likelihood of consumption by a grazing mammal, thus completing its life cycle in the mammalian liver. These cases illustrate the diverse strategies parasites employ in their survival and reproduction. Of particular interest to the Illithid parasite is the now famous cordyceps fungi, which engage in a macabre yet fascinating relationship with ants. The process begins with the attachment of the fungal spores to the ants, followed by an infiltration into the ant's body and eventual penetration of its brain. Once in control, the fungus manipulates the ant's behavior, compelling it to leave the safety of its colony and climb vegetation. The infected ant then anchors itself in a death grip on a leaf or twig. This strategic positioning ensures that, upon the ant's demise, the emerging fungal stalk is optimally positioned for the release of spores, which fall to the ground to potentially interact with other ants and infect them. Beyond its gruesome spectacle, this manipulation benefits the cordyceps fungus by maximizing spore dispersal. Cordyceps fungi invasion of ants is a chilling spectacle, as the spores permeate the entire body of the unsuspecting hosts. While it is suggested that this infiltration may imply a direct impact on the ant's musculature, leading to the orchestrated behaviors observed, conclusive evidence is still lacking. That is to say, it appears that the fungus directly manipulates the muscles of the ant rather than controlling the central nervous system directly. The fungus's ability to manipulate the ant's behavior, from leaving the colony to the eerie death grip, suggests a sophisticated level of control. Understanding the precise mechanisms by which the cordyceps influences its host remains an intriguing area of study, offering potential insights into the intricate dance between parasites and their unsuspecting hosts in the natural world. It is clear that there is a lot of potential for a host to be manipulated by a parasite in the same way as expected with the Illithid parasite. Additionally, it is quite possible for a creature's neonate form to be parasitic in nature, while the mature form is an independent animal. The only question that remains is whether the dramatic transformation from a humanoid to Illithid is possible. The abrupt and profound alterations to both physical form and psychic abilities depicted in this fantasy scenario clash with the principles of energy conservation and biological feasibility. The rapid development of complex structures and rewriting of genetic code, and the acquisition of sophisticated psionic powers within an implausibly short time frame challenge the inherent constraints of real-world biology. Furthermore, the notion of psychic abilities such as telepathy and mind control extends beyond the bounds of scientific understanding. While the Illithid Transformation serves as a compelling element in fantasy storytelling, it underscores the departure from the scientific and thermodynamic norms that govern our tangible reality. In reconsidering the Illithid Transformation, an alternative and visually striking process could be modeled after the molting or shedding observed in certain insects such as cicadas, especially in light of the ability of the cordyceps fungus to permeate the whole body of its host during its reproduction. Rather than an instantaneous and thermodynamically challenging metamorphosis, the Illithid body would undergo a gradual development from beneath the humanoid host's skin. During this process, the Illithid's anatomy would grow in complexity and size, stretching and distorting the host's outer form. This development would occur over an extended period, allowing a more realistic energy absorption and utilization. As the Illithid body matures, the host skin would become increasingly strained, creating a sense of tension and anticipation. The climax of the transformation would involve the shedding of the host's skin, akin to the way that a snake sheds its old skin or a cicada discards its nymph exoskeleton. The revelation of the fully formed and now independent Illithid beneath the discarded skin would carry a powerful visual impact, preserving the dramatic nature of the transformation, while aligning more with the principles of energy conservation. This nuanced approach not only adds a layer of biological realism to the Illithid life cycle, but also allows for a visually engaging and suspenseful narrative element. It introduces a fusion of fantasy and natural processes, marrying the imaginative with the plausible in a way that enhances the richness of the storytelling experience. In exploring the challenges of infection and transformation within the Illithid life cycle, it becomes evident that the fantastical elements depicted are firmly rooted in the realm of speculative biology. While the notion of a reproduction cycle involving a humanoid host and a subsequent metamorphosis into an Illithid may defy known principles of biology, the imaginative exercise offers a unique and enjoyable manner in which to explore the realm of science fiction and fantasy. The vivid portrayal of a transformation akin to the shedding of skin in certain insects, though departing from real-world biology, adds a layer of visual drama and plausibility to the narrative. In essence, the exploration of such speculative biology not only captivates the imagination, but also underscores the boundless possibilities inherent in the realm of fantasy and storytelling.